Hey guys, Justin Morgan here, and today I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit about what I was talking about yesterday with fat and hormone production. And the reason I wanted to cover that is because there seemed to be a little bit of confusion, or maybe not confusion, but just it brought out some other questions about fat and consuming dietary fat. And when I was talking about that, I think it may have been easy to interpret that as to say that I'm saying that if you eat more fat, you're going to be better at hormone production. And that's not necessarily the case. And the reason is that much like many nutrients that we consume, there is a point where you get enough, and there's a point where you get too much. And that is true of nearly everything that we consume. So when we consume fat, there is a point where we get enough. If you get enough, you'll produce all the hormones that your body calls on to produce. And fat is very essential and very useful in hormone production. Now, carbohydrates, they do not really play a direct role in hormone production. They do in the sense that they provide us with calories, and if we don't get enough calories, then our body will start looking for other energy sources, so we won't be able to use fat the way it's intended to be used. We won't be able to use protein the way it's intended to be used. So if you consume not enough carbohydrate, then you certainly become in danger of becoming protein deficient, because your body will start deaminating or breaking off the amino group from proteins, and it will begin using those carbon chains to convert into energy sources. And it has ketogenic pathways and glucogenic pathways to do that. But let's get a little too out there. Let's just stick with what I was saying yesterday. So what is a good range? Usually I say about 0.6 to 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. So I weigh about 90 kilograms. And so how much fat would I eat? Well, my cat is busting a hole through he's getting ready to knock over my iPad. Yeah. He just busted a hole through the screen, the window. Anyway, since my cat provided that little distraction, I wanted to show you guys a picture of my friend Rob Freedom Fighter. You can see his website, Raw-Viking, down there in the bottom right-hand part of the screen. But Rob actually follows the 90% carbohydrate, 5% protein, 5% 5 type diet. And as you can see, Rob is doing very well. So I'm not saying that people don't do well on that. I know Durian Ryder also just showed his blood test results, and he's doing quite well in terms of hormone production as well. So those are also some notable kind of figures to bear in mind, that there are people out there who do very, very well on that type of diet. These are just my personal recommendations and what I found for myself. Saying before that craziness happened, 0.6 to 0.8 grams. So if I am 90 kilograms, that's going to be 0.6 is about 50 grams. Whereas I think 0.8 is getting way up there. That's like getting close, almost to 80 grams maybe, or something like that. More than I would consume, more than I regularly consume anyway. So saying that in that way, it kind of gives you a good perspective on fat to eat. So if I'm eating 50 grams, that's about 10% or so of my daily caloric intake. Maybe not exactly, I'm not sure, but somewhere about in that ballpark. And if I'm eating closer to that 0.8, I'm getting up to more like 20% of my daily caloric intake. Now that's a lot of calories, and it's because I follow a fairly high caloric intake. I'm a very active person. If that's not you and that doesn't describe you, well, then, become more active. I mean, in terms of growing muscle, if you're not, working out hard and regularly, then, you're not going to get there. So, that's it for today, guys. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you next time.